It's been nuts. You've been busy doing a whole bunch of stuff just for our friends at home watching. That's right. Frank plays with Slash featuring Myles Kennedy and Conspirators. You are now three-fifths of the band that have been on the show. Like, well, you were already, you guys are the three. We got Myles and Slash still, standing by to make an appearance on this thing. And of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
you're playing with Mammoth now. As well with Wolfgang Van Halen on his new project, which is pretty rad. That was you guys a couple of weeks ago on Kimmel. So you've been
Yeah.
busy, man. You've been busy. Yeah.
Surprisingly busy. It's like after all that time, I mean, especially our industry just got completely shut down. But once there was any sort of like just any opening for anything to happen, both bands that I play in were just like, okay, can we do this? We're doing this. And it was just like a couple days notice, and it seemed like, and we were just out doing things, and it's been cool. Um, it was fun doing the Mammoth stuff because that was our first, like, obviously that was the introduction to the band, for the whole world. No one knew what was going on. It was like he talked about, he went on Howard and he did his thing, and we discussed who was in the band, and then we ended up shooting for Kimmel and the Today Show, and it was just awesome. And the song has just the single distance, everything is just killing it. I'm just so happy for Wolf and the whole team. It's just awesome.
It
And,
absolutely blew up. I mean,
yeah,
the timing was something. His last video he just did was really hilarious too,
so good.
on
Yeah,
that stuff. So Wolfgang Van Halen, obviously the son of recently passed Eddie Van Halen, which has shook the rock world to its core with the influence he had on so many people and guitar players from around the world, musicians, everyone. It was a real sad story, and Distance really hit home how what a great dad he was and all the rest of it. So
yeah, absolutely. He really was the coolest. And like my very short time with him, because years back when we first got the band together, when we all first started to rehearse, everything was in its infancy, and then Ed would just come by sometimes and just hang out, and the nicest guy in the world. And it was just it was such a pleasure just hanging and talking, even just for a little bit with the guy. It
I
was
was going to
amazing.
ask you if you had much interaction with that during that time, because I'm guessing that was sort of towards the end a little bit. I know he was a bit active. He went to Wolfie with Wolfie to a few shows and a couple of other
Mhm.
things. But I'm is the making of the record line up with that sort of time where it was kind of getting a little bit rough for Ed, or did
That
you
was
get some time?
all. The whole entire thing was very top secret. I none of us really knew what was going on because when I
Mm.
saw the guy, he seemed fine. He was totally healthy and laughing and just energetic. And a lot. And Wolf had said over the years, like, the album would have come out earlier, but obviously these things come up, like health issues with his father. So, he had discussed it before, and it just he had to be there for his dad. But he did the entire album by himself, and all that, just it was crazy. Like he went through so much to make it happen. Whether it was musical hurdles or just like getting it all done, and then family and health and all that. It was just crazy. So now to see that song that he wrote for his dad go number one, I know he's just thrilled. Like this is all, I think, something that he really needed, and it's great because
And
I don't know.
everything at that time too, around like all the songs have been. I Fitz on the other day, a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about just the different influences on the record and things like that. And I've heard a couple of different songs. Anyone watching, listening, anything, do yourself a favor. I mean, there's some solid ass rock riffs, everything
Oh
on
yeah,
there.
it's
And
so unique. It's so him, and it's just his personality really shows through because people tend to forget. No matter how many people I talk to about this band and like how often I've discussed, like, yeah, I play guitar in the band. They're like, so you played on the album? I'm like, no, I didn't do anything on the album. That's all him. And it's so impressive because I don't care who you are. When you listen to that, everyone still asks, so who's on drums? Oh, that's Wolfgang. Well, who's singing? That's Wolfgang. Well, who's on? That's Wolfgang. It's like the guy is just so much fun. He's just a great guy. And I love, like I was saying, it's like his personality comes through and all the little licks, all the little riffs, just every layer of the album is just amazing. It's just
I
really fun.
can't wait, man. Everything I've heard off of it and all the different influences. I think I even threw out there that I thought I heard a Jimmy Eat World influence in there on the latest and the one single.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and I think that I heard rumblings that he's a big fan. So he's just really, and he's encapsulated all of that into there. And
Oh
Got to be
yeah.
tough. It's got to be tough. And there's the shadow of your dad, but I think he's done an amazing job of saying, listen, dad was a big supporter, loved what I was doing, but
Yeah.
this is a Wolfgang record, and obviously he played everything.
Yeah.
So and then has this killer band behind it, which anyone listening now, all the players in the band are deadly. So well, you've gone from and still play in potentially two of the best touring rock bands on the planet right now in rock, because there is some, you've got killer drummers in both bands. You got, you
Mhm.
got killer guys. I don't know. That must be a bit of a trip for you to be surrounded by so much talent and have the opportunity to do this for a living, you know?
It is cool, man. Just, when you do look back a little bit, like kind of, because I don't spend too much time resting on laurels in any way, but it's fun when I was talking to a guy at one of the local papers in Vegas, and he was just like discussing the not the lore, but just the history that comes with Guns N' Roses and the history that comes with Van Halen, and to be associated with them at all. And it's truly an honor because it's like, I've been playing with Slash for about 9 years, just over 9 years now, which sounds insane to me, and Wolfie on and off for the last, like, I think three years we started rehearsing, and it's just cool, man. Everybody's they're the real deal. I always assumed they were how they really are, and they've shown me that, and it's just awesome. And it is cool. Like I love playing in these bands. They're just
Hmm.
are rock bands, like, to the core. And to go back on Mammoth, what I do love is how much his songs really resonate with my wife too. Like, she's a huge fan. She plays the Mammoth songs all the time when she's working out. She just loves his almost pop sensibility, his ability to write a song that is catchy and have a killer hook, but it still rocks. Like,
Yeah.
you mentioned Jimmy Eat World, and that is one of his favorite bands, and he loves Tool as well. Tool is a huge influence, and you hear it. You hear, like, I hear a little bit of Deftones at times. I hear all sorts of stuff, but it's so not like taking a page from the book almost. It just is so uniquely him. The songs are fun. It's going to be cool. I can't wait till everybody hears all the extra stuff, because when they slowly started to release stuff, obviously Distance came out first, and that was the first taste you got.
Yeah.
But then Don't Back Down, Think It Over, and, like, those two songs, one of them is a full on hard rockin' song, and the other
Yeah.
one, Think It Over, is pretty, fairly pop sensibility forward. It's like it's a nice I don't know,
And
a
he's
nice
got the sense of
mix.
humor there too. He totally makes fun of himself through the whole thing, like, with the video that he put out with him playing everything and
So great.
all
So
the rest of it. So